Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy IX. I'm Mysterious JG. Last time we had missed a Stelisario coin, but good luck folks. Things are really looking nice now. I've received cancer. Thought that already happened, but well, anyway, yeah, I'm wondering now if I actually just avoided this coin because it just really bothered me, but I don't think so. I think I just forgot this coin, or was oh, you know what? This was an area where I might have had multiple saves going, doing different things, trying to show all the different dialogues and shit, and I probably just somehow carried forward a save where we didn't get the Cancer Stelazio. That's it. Pretty sure that's the only one we missed. And I found that, and I didn't even get the. I can do this quick to try to give credit where credit is due. Azriel, with little anime icon and inconsistency on whether or not they were narrating what was going on. Like, yeah, this is a little a video that I looked at. All 13 Stelisario coin locations, Final Fantasy IX by Azrael, the YouTuber, and luckily I didn't have to go very far into the video. It was one of the earlier ones that I guess I just missed. But yeah, it was like, it seemed to be pieced together, like maybe, I don't know if it was pieced together from multiple sources. Like sometimes there was a voice talking, not like, I didn't listen to the very beginning of it. It was a little bit of an odd video. Like it seemed like found footage from someone else's Let's Play or something. Like I wasn't sure whether they were narrating their own video or not, because I jumped kind of, I didn't watch from the beginning. I kind of jumped towards the first coin. So I didn't get to hear if there was an intro. And by I didn't get to hear there's an intro, I mean I didn't listen to see if there was an intro, not I didn't get to. It's like, man, I desperately wanted to hear this person's intro and I couldn't. Well, this is annoying. You know what? No, I'm going to make sure I don't accidentally get an encounter here. Because I mean, I guess the overworld encounters are probably harder on Disc 4 than they were on Disc 1, but still, this is a random location from much earlier in the game where I don't expect to have a lot of danger. Oh, you have the cancer. Give it to me in return for a reward. Queen Stella, I would love to give you my cancer. But that doesn't seem to be enough. Show you are most kind. Now give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Quack, quack, quack. You may take the reward from my servant. Receive the robe of lords. Something is missing. According to my information, there are 12 Stelazio. Why do I feel like I'm missing one? Is this your imagination? I see. Something is missing. Why am I supposed to be 12? Because there is one more. Yes, there must be a 13th Stelazio somewhere. My queen, if I may, the writings on the Stelazio must be the key to solving the mystery. Shut up! Who allowed you to speak? Well, fine. I'll give you all my Stelazio, and you bring me the 13th. Receive 12 Stelazio. Have you found it yet? Now bring me the last Stelazio. We have received 12 Stelazio from you. Alright. So, in fact, somehow these are a hint. So let's read through and try to figure it out for ourselves, and then look at the actual fact, which tells you. You don't actually have to. You know, it just is somewhere. You don't need to use it. It's not available for the story of 12 zodiacs. The 11 zodiacs pondered how best to catch Virgo's heart. Aries headed east. Taurus had an idea. He would give Virgo a gift. Through the forest and over the mountain, he found a star. Gemini thought by the river. I will sing her a song. He didn't know where she was, but he hoped his song would reach her. Cancer headed to the cape where Virgo waited. The sun was setting into the ocean. Would he finally see her? Leo was waiting for the sun to set into the ocean. Then Cancer showed up, and they began to fight. Into the ocean they fell. Watching the sunset from the cave, Virgo whispered, "My only wish is to be with you now." Libra was a pervasive fellow. He would always walk in the opposite direction of the sun. Would he ever see Virgo? Scorpio was very timid. He always looked at his shadow until one day he decided to look away. He walked up a hill. These are terrible clues, by the way. Sagittarius dashed through the night, defying the chilly northern wind that was stinging at his right cheek. These are various things telling you to go east, I guess, because if the northern wind is hitting your right cheek... Wait. The wind is coming from the north. It would hit your right cheek if you were facing west. Other things said to go east. Like, I don't. Impatient Capricorn ran up a hill towards the sun and fell asleep from exhaustion. Aries arrived late. He asked everyone who kissed Virgo. Pisces said to Aquarius, Virgo made her choice. Go see him and he'll tell you the rest. Whatever. Alright, so the answer... you got it from those clues, right? After the other 12 have been given between Cell and Trino, she suspects that there may be another one, blah, blah, blah. There. Ophiuchus is found in the same spot as the Scorpio. It can be worked out from the clues in the back of each coin in order. We'll look at the key menu. The clues on the last two Stellazio coins, Aquarius and Pisces, serve only to wrap up the story. Some of the clues, the player can determine 13 Stellazio is up a hill, beyond a river, beyond darkness where the sun seems to be setting, somewhere in the northeast. Thus, if the player leaves Treno and heads northeast to Kwanstelling, they will find the... Wow, okay, it is pretty close here at least. Alright, but yeah, it's at Kwan's dwelling, which is quite close by on the overworld map. We'll speed ourselves up. I'm going to check and make sure the timer is running. It is. The thing is, when I switch from one window to another on this laptop, I'm using a YouTube countdown timer video, because every time I try to use like my freaking phone, the screen wants to go into rest mode. I just don't feel like messing with the settings on it. So for every video, so for anything except for this series where I'm using fax in the same laptop, it's actually pretty fine to just HP and MP restored. There's something under where Scorpio used to be. Obtained Ophiuchus. Did Scorpio and the Virgo just sparkle in my hands? Ah, see, Scorpio and Virgo are in love. The Scorpio clue says he was very timid. He looked at the shadow until one day he decided to look away. He walked up a hill. Their future was uncertain, but Scorpio and Virgo kissed in the light of dusk. That moment meant everything. By Ophiuchus. Who kissed Virgo? Galway. Alright. Low disk space. Oh, shit. I do need to do something on my laptop about a disk space issue I've got, but I'm not going to fix it right this second. One thing, I need to get rid of a bunch of Camtasia temp files. That's, I'm sure you're fascinated to hear. Oh, you found the last Stellazio. Ophiuchus. Give it to me, along with the rest of Stellazio I loaned you. Yes, their souls were being trapped forever. Not sure what the point of this is for her, but I mean, bored rich people in their hobbies, I guess. Quack, quack, quack. You may take the reward from my servant. Received hammer. Hammer! Hammer. EINS, zwei, drei. DREI, not zwei. I am satisfied. We have received 13 Silasio from you. I have no other purpose in existing. You want to play a card game, you weird commoner? You're a tease. You'd like to play a card game? You're a tease. So anyway, we got Hammer. Hammer is, I believe, a key item. Oh, maybe not. I thought Hammer was a key item. Pretty sure it's not equipable or usable, because I saw in the FAQ that Cinna's hammer. Oh. It I believe it can who could possibly be able to use it? Because I believe it is actually, there's an extra scene in the ending that occurs if you play it. And by extra scene, like, this is what the fact says. It's probably like an extra line of dialogue or something really tiny. But you can also use it in alchemical thingy-majigger. Synthesis. You know, I've made like zero, at least that I recall, references to synthesis being basically alchemy and like, I haven't been making any in the synthesis shop, people talk like this. But yeah, the hammer, it's the only way in the game to get the hammer item is through doing the full 13 coins to Lazio quest. And actually, it is the only hammer that you have is consumed in a synthesis recipe that gives you Steiner's highest stat armor, but also it doesn't teach him any skills he wouldn't have otherwise. And you know, it's one of these things like people who want a quote perfect save, where they want a save slot where they have one of each item in the game. And this game has been out long enough that people have gotten into that kind of thing. So the FAQ actually talks about, yeah, you don't want to actually, well, I guess. Oh wait, that's true. This is one of those cases you can't actually have, like, you can call it a quote perfect save either way, because you can't actually get a hammer to replace the one that you used to make the tin armor item for Steiner. So you can't actually get both. Like, there's a couple of items, like it's pointed out, like there's 2 pumice pieces, and the description of them actually says combine them, and you can use this like a high-end synthesis shop we haven't gotten to yet. We'll combine them into a new item, but you can steal pumice pieces, I guess, from Ozma, so you can have 3 total. And so the game is like, you know, the facts are like, yeah, don't do that till after you've beaten Ozma. Ozma being the super boss. Beep, beep, beep. I'm trying to get out of this map, and I'm hitting the wrong button. Alright, so let's see where the hell we actually want to go now, because the Silasio quest is done. I guess we can get back to Magnet Central quest. Because we went to Ibsen's castle, and I think we got a letter to deliver to Mois, who I think we can only, that's Fossil Rue, which, but you have to do it through the Hughes Marsh entrance. Because Fossil Rue was the dungeon that connected the starting continent to the second continent of the game, underground. But in fact, we can't visit all of it now. It is cut off. I think we could go into the final room of the dungeon from the northeast continent, or we could go into the early rooms of the dungeon from where we are now. But you sort of can't do both anymore. And I'll save us I'll save us the time and actually see here that we need to have Kina in the party before we can do this next bit anyway. So there's really ominous music playing, because this is one of those weird little things about Final Fantasy IX as well, that the sense that the world is in danger was a thing that was going on in my mind. And like at the very beginning of the game, like we were kind of following the story of Zidane and Garnet, and Zidane trying to kind of keep Garnet safe. So we might as well catch a couple of extra frogs, because it'll power up one of her attacks. But we don't really need to capture a lot. But now that we're here, I'm like, this will affect the formula on one of her spells. That's enough. Yeah, I thought that was a side path. I've been trying to get a side path to work. Here we go. Moise. Give Moise a letter. A letter from Kamul. Thanks, dude. From Kamul to Moise. I understand. Kupo Magnet will function again once we have some. I think Moise would know Kupo. I think Moise would know Kupo. Where is that item? We need it to repair Magnet. They gotta tell me more than that item, Kupo. Yeah, good point. Hey, you gotta deliver a letter to Nagi for me. Nagi? Nagi Knobs of the Ankh-Morpork Night Watch? He's not actually named Nagi. Thanks, Kupo. I don't want a repeat of that bet you $1 you're the Widow Johnson nonsense. It's like one of my favorite lines ever, actually. When Navi apparently alerted a woman to the death of her husband by saying, bet you $1 you're the Widow Johnson. Okay, where the fuck is my airship? There the fuck is my airship. Alright. Get on the airship, please. Thank you. Okay. I think this is the last one, but I think for the next side quest we want to do, we need Dagger to be in the party. So we'll get her back. What was I saying? Before I got distracted by my own handsomeness? Sorry, that's a weird, I don't know. What was I saying? What was I dazzling you with? No, yeah, at the beginning of the game, we start in Alexandria, but we don't really get free roam until we get to Evil Forest. And we're fleeing from the forces of Alexandria. And then at first it's just like, well, we're kidnapping Dagger. But when we get to Lindblum, we really become aware of some bad shit that's going on. Where the hell is Lindblum? Lindblum is like here? Lindblum is here. Alright. Yeah, like we're fleeing to Lindblum with the Princess of Alexandria, and then shit gets real. Like before Act 1 is over, or Disc 1 is over, we find out it's not really just about the princess missing and the queen is trying to get her back. Like there is an element of oh, by the way, this queen is evil and is trying to like fucking take everybody out and destroy the world. And once that's going, like the end, a big chunk of Disc 2 seems to be about that. But when we finally, the Queen is kind of turned on by Kuja, and Garnet becomes the Queen. And like honestly, from that point on, Kuja is like, I'm having a trouble with Kuja as the villain. Like, his goals are so freaking nebulous. By the time we know more now about what he's doing than we did before. But still, what am I trying to get to here? I'm just saying that, like, we got the ominous music playing because Kuja is, like, I guess going to destroy the world? Because he went nuts? But we've actually taken over the airship that he was using to go around destroying cities. Like, there's a point in the story where the army of Alexandria was going around taking over the world, and that was a pretty clear threat, and we felt like there was some dramatic tension. And then we got to a place where Kuja had, like, this ship that he was using to nuke cities, and the threat to the world was pretty clear at that point. But, like, we're at a point now where I have less idea of why, like, no one around the world is at all tense about what's going on. The threat that they were aware of and understanding was, oh, Alexandria is, like, evil now. But that's over. So it's only us with this notion that, like, Kuja kind of sort of wants to kill the world, and he's reactivated the mist monsters or whatever. I guess, like, if those mist beasts are out there, like, roaming around, people might know that that's going on and are afraid. But otherwise, it was a world that had this kind of weird, like, hey, there's this weird poison mist, so avoid low elevation areas. But otherwise, things are pretty normal. Like, you know, there's a couple of big cities. Most of them are on mountains, and everyone seems fine. That might be where our planet's going, except for mist, it's going to be oceans rising. Because of, like, you know, people not wanting to take care of the environment and shit. But, no, in this world, it's like, yeah, there was this country that kind of went fascist, and now it's not, and everything seems pretty chill now. There's no threat to the world. But then again, in Final Fantasy VII, like, I really understood what was going on. It's like, this Galbadian Empire is evil, but then a sorceress shows up, and you're like, oh, that's got to be bad, right? Like, the sorceress is even more evil than the evil president was, but then the sorceress leaves the Galbadian country, and you're like, I really don't know what's going on now, except that we're going on spaceships and stuff. I guess the Galbadian army was still working for the sorceress, because there is a point where they attack your garden and shit. But, like, that was a game who, there was an evil force that we were trying to stop, and we were tracking with what it was, but around Disc 3 and then into Disc 4, it's like, well, now we're just in this end game where we're going to go fight the big bad, but, like, the big bad's not really doing anything anymore. It was a strange game. Final Fantasy IX was the immediate follow-up. Like, as much as people like Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, I think the actual storytelling took a big step up when they got to 10, and then arguably fell right on its face with the other PS2 Final Fantasy games. Let's give Nagi a letter. A letter from moi? No, it's a letter to moi. I mean, to you. Thanks for delivering it. Nagi, I think Morgan can go back to standard operation if we get the right item, Kupo. If you ask me, I think the item they're looking for is that thing. You know what I mean, right? It's that thing. That thing. Oh, I know. Kupo. I have a favor to ask, Kupo. We deliver a letter, Kupo? Thanks, Kupo. So this whole quest with you delivering a series of letters that are just dancing around not telling you what item you need is weird, and I don't understand why. But this is the last one, I think. So now we're going back to Alexandria Steeple, where this whole quest starts. Here's the church. Here's the steeple. Open the door to cripple people. And I think at this point we'll be told the name of the item, but still not told where to find it. And again, I've got a fact which is going to tell me where to find it, but... But Final Fantasy IX is just chock full of these little weird quests, like side quests. You have to be doing something for the entire duration of the game, like getting all the Stelazio coins. Some of the lesser quests that I got worked up about finding out about and having already missed in past runs aren't very important. Like, there's the coffee quest where you have to find the 3 rare coffees and show it to the old man outside Dali, who's just like, oh yeah, I'm all down with the fact that we're making an army of soulless slave labor zombies. He looks like this guy, but isn't this guy. Would I like to synthesize something? Well... Oh, never mind. Even with the ingredients, like, there's a master synthesis shop we need to get access to, where you can synthesize stuff like, you know, I think we've got the 2 pumice pieces, but I'm pretty sure we can't actually synthesize pumice from them, because it's a specific shop we need, not just the ingredients. Can I help you, Kupo? A letter from Nagi. I now know what's needed to run the machine at Morknet Central. It's super slick. I heard a rumor about it. The rumor said that someone in Alexandria has it. That's what I heard, Kupo. Find it and send it to Central right away. Ah, super slick, Kupo, but I don't know who has any. Well, in fact, that's not a problem, because we were told someone in Alexandria has it, so that's enough. In theory, we could just go around talking to the NPCs in Alexandria, but we know who it is through the magic of facts. And when we come back next time, we will get the Super Slick, and I believe at that point the game just fucking tells us where Magnet Central is so we can go use it, because otherwise, I don't know how you're supposed to figure that part out. Thanks for watching.